Hi everyone. I wanted to come here and talk a little bit about the Alchemy of Menopause work that I've been proposing for the last 4 or 5 years in different forms. And, at the moment, as we look at the world, all of us, I think, we can't help but notice and realize that the system that seems to be in its death throes can't really sustain us for much longer. And so then my thinking anyway gets to, well, what's the solution? Where's the new system? How are we going to put it in place? How do we move forward? And I realized that there's a really important role for postmenopausal women that have been through their lives as young women, who have been mothers or not, but have been through their age of fertility and have gone through what I call a shamanic initiation, when you really live menopause as it's supposed to be. And that initiation is really about transforming all the things that we've been through so that they no longer weigh on us. We're no longer subjugated to them, but they become our wisdom. And I believe that wisdom is needed in the world today. The other mammal in the world, there are 2 species of whale that go through a proper menopause and live for many years afterwards. And they've been studied. I think there was a study at Oxford University, I can put it in the link, of these whales and why and what is their role once they've been through menopause and they're no longer fertile and having babies. And there were 2 things that came up. One is that their wisdom is needed and they actually lead the herd in many ways. And secondly is because when there's a shortage of resources, studies have shown that the older mammals, their babies have a higher rate of death due to lack of resources than a younger mammal's baby. So that also could be something that reflects onto our lives as humans. But basically, I believe that the role of the postmenopausal woman, who can live easily 30 years after menopause, is to do as the whales do, which is to guide the young to move forward, thinking of the grandchildren, thinking of the future, the next 7 generations, as the indigenous people have that thought of, when you do something, always think about what's going to happen for the next 7 generations within their culture. And I think, we all come from people that lived close to the land, whoever we are. Yes, some of us are nearer to those ancestors than others, but we all come from people who had a deep reverence for the land because they survived and they needed the land to survive. And we do too, but we've sort of lost that connection. Anyway, all that to say, on my journey through menopause, I used the alchemical stages, which is a structure or a framework that Carl Jung really highlighted as the processes that the psyche is continuously going through. And as the woman's body is the ultimate alchemical vessel, the alchemical stages are the ideal framework to journey through this initiative process of menopause. And so 4 or 5 years ago, I wrote a workbook called The Alchemy of Menopause, where I guide women in the workbook through these stages. I guided myself through them, and then I proposed them for women. I then went on and created an online class, an evergreen class for women to do it in their own time. There were videos and text. And then when COVID came, I took it live online. I've also taught it live all over the world, but I took the class in a different form. It's always in a different form because I try and use the framework and bring into the framework what's actually happening at the moment for all of us. And so I do a live online class called The Alchemy of Menopause that lasts 9 weeks, and we've just started it. There's 20 women that have just begun that process, and I will probably hold it again next year. The evergreen class I used to sell for $399, and I decided I would like as many women as possible to have access to this work. So either through the workbook, which is $22 on my website, aromanosis.com, or on Amazon, unfortunately. And the evergreen class, I've put it on my website, aromanosis.com, at $79 because I really feel it's urgent. We need, as women, to be able, first of all, to transform what has happened to us in our lives, good and bad, into our wisdom. We can't change the system, the very system that has caused the problems in the first place. We can't change that system with the same system. It doesn't work. We have to change it with a new energy, with a new way of being, with a new way of looking at things. And I think that's why it's so important that women, we can't stand up. I myself, I'm not going to stand up in front of the world and say we need to do this unless I am sure that I've come to a point in myself where I have assise, as they say in French. I'm sitting grounded in myself. And the only way I can be sitting and grounded in myself, I have found, is by healing both the things that occurred in my life and the ancestral traumas of our mother lines, which is been passed on from mother to daughter, through generations of patriarchy. So those are the things that, that we're going to look at, work through using this framework. And so, as I said, the class is full. You need to look back at Aromanosis to see each time, depending on when you're looking at this video, when I'm holding the live class. But the evergreen class is there. It's $79. It's a gift. The other gift that I wanted to give, just to get this work out there, is that when women finish either the evergreen class or the live online, my gift to them is that if they finish the whole process of the work and send me their final reflections, my gift to them is that I offer the work for them to take into their communities, make it their own. As long as they mention where the work originated from, they can take it and use that framework and make it their own with whatever modality suits them. It needs to be, women need a framework for this empowering developmental stage in our lives. I mean, the last thing I'll say is we're not going to medicate young women as they go into puberty. So why do we think it's normal to medicate women as we go into the next developmental stage of our life, which is our empowerment, our true maturity? So please join me. If you like our work, we're going to try and do more videos, so please subscribe to our channel. And we have two websites, aromanosis.com, which is all the online classes, the live online, a blog, consultations, coaching, and Kathy's Attars, which is where we sell the scents that we use in our work. Okay, so lots of love. And if you're a woman and you're looking for a way through and you sense that there's something more in this journey of menopause, then join us. Lots of love.